Welcome everyone to yet another video in the Arbiter tutorial series. In this video, we will be exploring how you can use Arbiter to analyze contracts and use Arbiter's powerful contract analysis module to analyze any contract you have, no matter how complex it is. To begin, once again, we're in the dashboard. We can either start analyzing any contract either by pressing this button from the quick actions menu and uploading a contract, or going directly to the editor, opening a new document, and pressing the upload button here or in the sidebar. Once you do that, you can press this button here, and then you can choose any contract you want in any format, in docx format or PDF format. Arbiter is able to do OCR, so even if the contract you have is not in English or is a scanned document with non-scanned text, it is still able to do it for you using OCR. So for example, here it understands this contract in Mandarin, and that it understands that there is no text within it. So it automatically recommends OCR for you. For the purpose of this document, for the purposes of this demo, we will be choosing a complex contract, which is 28 pages, and testing our application with it. Once you press upload, this is the picture that you see here. Arbiter will begin uploading that contract for you. It will understand the anchors, the semantic anchors within that contract, so it can do analysis on that contract in the most efficient way possible. As you might know, most AIs struggle with long, complex contracts due to context limitations. When you give a very long contract to any AI and start asking questions from it, the AI usually forgets what the contract is, what information is within it. To prevent this from happening, we create these semantic anchors within the contract or document that you uploaded within Arbiter. So now, as you can see, this contract is uploaded. It's 28 pages, a very long and complex and detailed contract. To begin doing the contract analysis, you come to the right-hand side tab, press the document analysis button, and then do the analysis. Because this is a very expensive and highly detailed contract, we want to be doing the advanced analysis. You press this button and then begin the analysis by pressing the Analyze Document Structure button. And Arbiter will begin doing the document analysis. At first, it will understand the document structure. Then it will create vector embeddings within the document for further use. Then it will begin the in-depth analysis of the document. So it will create an executive summary. It will understand the metadata of the contract, and it will find any cross-references within it. So we will just wait here until this finishes. Okay, now, as we can see, Arbiter finished doing the structure analysis of this document. You can see that it identified the jurisdiction as California, the language is English, the resolution mode is litigation. The value of the contract is at $10.5 million with an expiration date in 2029 with auto renewals. All of these modules here are identified automatically, and Arbiter in this phase creates an executive summary for you. This executive summary is generated automatically based on the type and complexity of the contract you're analyzing. So for example, in here we have the document overview initially, then the key provisions table of all the provisions within the contract. Then we have all the legal watchouts and red flags within the contract, medium risk, high risk, all the notable defined terms within the contract, financial summary of the contract, the payment terms, all the penalties, interest, financial protections. Then it gives you the key dates and milestones within the contract. Anything that is important is highlighted here. Relationships to other documents, if there are any. Document hierarchy, gaps and risks. So for example, it's saying it's missing a DPA here. Then it will tell you about the liability and indemnifications. So this is relevant for this contract. Performance metrics and SLAs. Strategic considerations of this contract, and done. So once you're finished, this is step one of the contract analysis that Arbiter does. All of this is done automatically. Now for the next section of the contract, you can choose one of the parties that Arbiter identified within the contract. So for example, here we have company X, Piper, and Neutral. We will be choosing company X here. This is a 28-page complex contract. And usually we can also activate Git law so that Arbiter has up-to-date citations and references for the purpose of contract analysis. Usually we do not recommend this for 90% of the contracts, but for the purpose of demonstrations, we're going to be activating Git law for this as well. You can use fast or premium. Premium takes more energy because it usually goes and actually reads all the research material that it creates for itself. And for this reason, it consumes more tokens. Once you're ready, you can press the Start Company X analysis, and Arbiter will begin the research. During the research phase, based on what the contract is about, Arbiter will create queries to go and do research and find relevant precedents within that type of contract or document that it's analyzing. And then once it's done and it has extracted all of the legal research material, it will begin the section by section contract analysis. So as you can see here, it is preparing queries first. Here, we see that Arbiter understood that it has to do research on these materials. So it created a list of research material of 11 queries for itself, all within the jurisdiction of California, to make sure that the contract analysis it is providing, as you can see, it's also doing using the 2026 dates to make sure that the analysis it is providing is up to date and legally correct. Once it is done doing the research, it will begin the section by section analysis. This section of the module will take some time, a few minutes, and I will pause the video until this is done. Okay, as you can see, Arbiter looked at 915 sources for this contract, and it completed the research for this. When this is over and Arbiter did its legal research, it will begin the section by section analysis. For a complex and high value, high stake contract like this level of analysis makes sense. But for most contracts, it is not really necessary to activate Git law and do this in the advanced mode, because this is for power users, and a lot of times just using the normal mode without Git law gets the job done. Now we're going to wait for Arbiter to finish its section by section analysis. Okay, we're back. Now, as you can see, Arbiter just finished doing its contract analysis. Again, here we have our contract, the executive summary in the right-hand sidebar. Now, if I collapse this, you see the section by section analysis of this contract. Before everything, we have the Git law research module. It shows you the research Git law did before performing the contract analysis on this document. You can see that it used 302 tokens. If I press this, you can see all of the research that Arbiter did. We have a research memorandum, and this is the summary of all the research that Arbiter did for this contract. And you will see all the different queries that it used to do this research. And you see this research query was used in section 3, 15, and 12, and which relevant sections these researches were used for when it was doing this contract analysis. And you can sit and read all of these research parts that were done by Arbiter yourself. Now, as you can see, there are a couple of things that have happened to the document. First, you will see that Arbiter has added flags on the contract. If you click on any of these flags, you will see the different issues it has highlighted. For example, this one, it is saying that this text, the affiliate access ambiguity, may enable expanded use beyond page scope. It also suggested a fix, like the affiliate to use the order named affiliate or require affiliate orders under section 3.5. For the entirety of the contract, Arbiter has generated these flags, and you can use the flag module on the top side of the contract to only see the most critical problems within the contract. So for example, if I select critical, only the most problematic parts of the contract are highlighted. For example, this one. It is saying that CPRA vendor contract incompleteness risk, if not addressed in DPA, can cause customer to treat company X as a third party and escalate compliance demands mid-term. And it says the suggested fix is ensure DPA CPRA schedules include 11 CCR subsection 7051, terms narrow, improve to permitted internal improvements, and aggregated the identified analytics. You will see all of these different critical issues within the contract highlighted by Arbiter. I'm going to go back to highlight everything here now. Okay, fixed. And back to our contract analysis again. Here, you see that Arbiter has done a section-by-section analysis of this contract. For example, here, we see that for the indemnification part of the contract, it has identified that section 2 was cross-referenced here. And as you can see in the text of that part, it has indeed been cross-referenced. Then Arbiter inside the section-by-section analysis will do a 4-pillar analysis for you. The first one is the clarity and factual accuracy assessment. So in this section, we have the issues, the key ambiguities, and drafting defects. So it finds all of the grammatical issues, all of the language problems, all the issues that exist within the contract. Then it will find all the enforceability issues within the contract. So for example, here, it finds that according to the California Civil Code section 2772, this has issues. And it links to that statute with a link that you can click and go and actually read it yourself here. So everything is cited, nothing is hallucinated, and everything can be researched by you. You can also see that for each of these Arbiter is using, giving it a score. The scoring trace can be seen here. And you will see also the risks. It gives you a risk matrix of all the problems within the contract. It will give you a what-if scenario table, so the best case, likely case, and worst case scenario, and recommendations for this. So in here, you see that all of this is prepared for you with just the press of a button. The idea is that for the users, this has to be an easy, repeatable process. So you have all these different sections within the contract, and for each of them, you get this report generated. So for example, again, within section 9, we have the enforceability problem. We have the risk issues. The user can come here and read these and make adjustments as necessary. Then we have 4 other different tabs here. Another one is the redlining tab, which will change and we will cover in a future video. Then we have the intelligence tab that shows you all the different flags within the different sections of the contract so you can see for yourself. You will see the risk matrix of the contract at first glance. So what is the overall score of this contract? And you will see all the different flags here, the important flags within the contract. And lastly, the contract overview and the AI research keywords. So what the AI was thinking while doing the research. Lastly, once you're done, you can export this analysis to either give it to your client or keep it for yourself in PDF format so you can use it elsewhere. To export a contract, you simply press the export analysis as PDF button. Or if you want to export the contract itself, you can simply press the export as docx. And whilst the flags are highlighted here, they will be exported within the Word document itself. So for example, for this contract, it will look something like this within Microsoft Word or Google Docs. All of Arbiter's comments will be available for you to read, and they will be here available in the docx format. Now let's see here. We'll wait until this is finished. And as you can see, this is what the result of the contract analysis PDF looks like. So once you export that, you get this full PDF with the executive summary, again, with all the risks, all the notable defined terms, everything within the contract. And then you get let me go down here so you can see clearly. You get the risk matrix and then the section by section analysis. So all of this is available with just the press of a button. You upload your contract, you start the analysis, you choose the depth and level of the analysis that you want. And then once it's done, you can export either the document itself or the report itself. Then after this is done, either after the contract analysis or before it, you can actually start redlining or changing the contract using Arbiter in the sidebar chat. And yeah, this about covers everything that we wanted to go over. And I hope you will be able to use this to make sure all of the contracts that you're looking at are problem-free and without any issues. All the best, and see you in the next video. Ilya out.